Picture Florence in the 15th century, a city alive with noise, ambition, and the shimmer of gold. Towers rise, workshops buzz, and everywhere, fortunes are made and lost. This is the birthplace of the Renaissance, and at its center stands one family, the Medici. Not old nobility, not warlords, bankers. Their story is a whirlwind of money, art, and power that changed the world. How did a family of merchants become the unofficial rulers of Florence? The Medici story is more than dusty paintings or politics. It's drama, betrayal, and genius. They were patrons, politicians, popes, and sometimes poisoners. They didn't just witness the Renaissance, they fueled it. Every masterpiece they funded was a declaration. We are the Medici. We are Florence. Without their bank, would Florence be the same cultural beacon? Unlikely. So, let's step into their world, walk their streets, enter their palaces, and uncover their secrets. This isn't just history, it's the story of how modern Europe began, forged by ambition and gold. Ready? Let's begin. Before their rise, the Medici were just another family in Florence's bustling republic. The city thrived on trade, but banking was the new power. Florence's gold florin was Europe's currency, and the Medici seized the moment. Giovanni de' Medici, the family's founder, was shrewd and discreet. He built the Medici Bank into a powerhouse, even becoming banker to the Pope. Giovanni's secret? Humility and relationships. He dressed simply, avoided showing off, and quietly built alliances. Florence was a political minefield, with old families like the Albizzi resenting the Medici's rise. Giovanni taught his sons, especially Cosimo, that power was about influence, not just wealth. He used the family fortune to help ordinary people, small favors that built loyalty. The Medici became friends to the people, not just masters. This popular support would prove their greatest weapon. In a city of intrigue, the Medici learned to play the long game. Their foundation was set. Now, the real ascent would begin. Giovanni's death left Cosimo de' Medici in charge, a master strategist with a vision. Cosimo didn't need official titles. He controlled Florence from the shadows. He placed loyalists in government, outmaneuvering rivals like the Albizzi. In 1433, the Albizzi struck, accusing Cosimo of treason and exiling him. But Cosimo turned exile into opportunity, moving his bank to Venice and crippling Florence's economy. The city soon begged for his return. In 1434, Cosimo came back a hero, welcomed as the father of the fatherland. His power was now absolute, though unofficial. For 30 years he ruled Florence, commissioning art and architecture that defined the city. Cosimo's genius was subtlety. He never took a royal title, but everyone knew who was in charge. Under his guidance, Florence flourished as a center of culture and finance. The Medici legacy was now unstoppable. Cosimo's blend of wealth, influence, and patronage set the stage for a golden age. The Medici had become the heartbeat of Florence. Their story was just getting started. After Cosimo came his grandson, Lorenzo de' Medici, Lorenzo the Magnificent. Lorenzo was a poet, diplomat, and the ultimate Renaissance patron. His court became a magnet for genius. He nurtured Michelangelo, Botticelli, and philosophers who revived ancient ideas. Florence, under Lorenzo, was Athens reborn. But Lorenzo was a reckless spender, pouring fortunes into art and spectacle. The Medici Bank began to falter, the family's financial power cracking beneath the weight of glory. Still, Lorenzo's diplomacy kept Florence safe and influential. He was the needle of the Italian compass. Everything revolved around him. Yet his lavish style and autocratic rule bred enemies. The Golden Age was dazzling, but the foundations were crumbling. Beauty and danger walked hand in hand. The Medici's greatest era was also their most precarious. Not everyone admired Lorenzo. The Pazzi family, jealous rivals, plotted with Pope Sixtus IV to destroy the Medici. Their plan: assassinate Lorenzo and his brother Giuliano during High Mass in Florence's cathedral. On April 26, 1478, the attack began. Giuliano was killed, but Lorenzo survived, wounded yet defiant. The city erupted. The conspirators were hunted down and executed. The people rallied behind Lorenzo, enraged by the sacrilege and murder. The Pazzi's plot failed spectacularly, only strengthening Medici power. Lorenzo emerged as the unchallenged leader, his authority sealed by blood and public loyalty. The Medici's grip on Florence tightened. Their enemies had made them stronger. The Renaissance would continue, but so would the dangers. Florence had chosen its side. Lorenzo's death ended an era, and his son Piero's failures led to Medici exile. Florence fell under the sway of Savonarola, who condemned Medici luxury and led the bonfire of the vanities. But the Medici adapted. If they couldn't rule Florence, they'd rule the church. In 1513, Giovanni de' Medici became Pope Leo VI, putting the family at the head of Christendom. Leo VI loved art and extravagance, spending lavishly and rebuilding St. Peter's Basilica. To fund it, he sold indulgences, sparking Martin Luther's Reformation and splitting the church. Another Medici, Pope Clement VII, faced the sack of Rome and used his power to restore Medici rule in Florence. With imperial support, the Medici became hereditary dukes. Florence's republic was dead. The family's reach now spanned from banking to the papacy to monarchy. Their ambition had reshaped Italy and the church. But with official power came new challenges and enemies. The Medici were now rulers in name as well as fact. Their golden touch had changed the world and set new storms in motion. With the Republic gone, the Medici became Grand Dukes of Tuscany. Cosimo the One ruled with an iron fist, centralizing power and building monuments like the Uffizi Gallery. Florence became a stately court, losing the creative spark of its Renaissance heyday. Later dukes lived in luxury but lacked vision, more interested in ceremony than innovation. The Medici still patronized science, protecting Galileo, for example, but their influence waned. Intermarriage and decadence led to decline. The family produced fewer heirs and lost vitality. The Medici Bank was history, and their fortune dwindled. The city's vibrant energy faded into courtly routine. The dynasty was decaying from within. The sun was setting on the House of Medici. Their era of greatness was nearly over. Only echoes of their former glory remained. The Medici's final chapter was marked by decline and loneliness. Gian Gastone, the last Grand Duke, died childless and isolated. His sister, Anna Maria Luisa, became the last true Medici. She could have sold the family's priceless art, but instead, she made a remarkable choice. In 1737, she signed the Patto di Famiglia, bequeathing all Medici treasures to Tuscany, on one condition: nothing could ever leave Florence. Her gift preserved the city's artistic soul for future generations. When Anna Maria Luisa died in 1743, the dynasty ended quietly. Florence passed to foreign rulers, but the Medici legacy endured. No grand battles, just the quiet end of a great family. Thanks to Anna Maria Luisa, Florence's treasures would remain for all to see. The Medici era was over, but their impact was eternal. Today, Florence is a living Medici museum. Their palaces, galleries, and masterpieces define the city. The Medici revolutionized banking, pioneered soft power, and shaped modern philanthropy. Their story is a lesson in ambition, how it can build wonders, but also bring ruin. Early Medici ruled with subtlety, later ones with arrogance, leading to decline. Yet, their patronage sparked a cultural revolution that changed the world. Anna Maria Luisa's final act ensured their legacy would endure. Power fades, fortunes vanish, but art remains. The Medici prove that beauty outlasts even the greatest dynasties. Their story is a reminder. True greatness is measured not by gold, but by what we leave behind. And that is the most magnificent legacy of all.